Hey, it's Katie, and welcome back to my BookTube channel. I've been really loving springtime recently, so I felt like today I would do the Spring Has Sprung book tag. And this was originally done by the Naughty Librarian, so I will link her video in the description below so you can click on that and check it out and get all the prompts for yourself. I will be reading the prompts from my notebook down here, and I'm really excited because this is super fun. I love doing book tags for you guys, so let's get started. Up first, we have flowers. All the flowers we remember are blooming again. Pick a book that's a fresh take on a retelling. And my favorite retelling that I've read is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. This is an Alice in Wonderland retelling, and first of all, I'm obsessed with the cover, even under the dust jacket. This has nothing to do with the tag, but I just want to show it off because I'm obsessed. But anyway, this is an Alice in Wonderland retelling, and it is told from the Queen of Hearts perspective from before she became the Queen of Hearts, and that's just really cool. I love getting the villain's backstory. I think that's super fun, and you get to see how she turned from this sweet girl into who we know from the Alice in Wonderland story as the Queen of Hearts, and I love it. This book kind of wrecked me. It's an emotional roller coaster. It's like super weird and has like the perfect vibe to fit Alice in Wonderland, so I highly recommend this. Up next, we have Cadbury Mini Eggs, obviously the superior springtime candy of choice. Pick a book that you consider a sweet treat. And for this, I picked A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow by Laura Taylor Namey. And I talked about this book in my spring book recommendation, so if you want to hear me talk more about it, go ahead and click that video. I will link that below. But this one's definitely a sweet treat. It was adorable. I love that it's set in England, so you get this whole like really fun ambiance with the story, and also our main character is a baker, so it's all about these Cuban foods, and she's baking all the time, she's cooking all the time, and this book just made me hungry, but I really loved that. So it's sweet literally in that way, and the romance and just the relationships that are built in this story are so amazing and adorable, and this is one of my most recent like sweet treats, so I wanted to share that with you guys. Number 3 is allergies. Seasonal allergies often make your eyes water. Pick a book that made you cry. And I feel like I've mentioned it before, but I've never cried while reading a book, so I don't really have one for you guys. But I recently got The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. This was a gift from my fiance, and I feel like this is going to make me cry because that's like all I've heard from people. I know it's, a mythology retelling, and I know that it makes people cry. I feel like there's so many reading vlogs of people sobbing while reading this, and so I have high hopes that this will be the first book to actually make me cry. Next is Spring Cleaning, Out with the Old and In with the New. Pick a book to unhaul. And this was actually pretty easy for me because I've gotten so many new books recently that I just took a whole stack of books off my shelf. So I just picked one of them out, and that is The Duff by Cody Keplinger. I don't know if that's how you say the author's name, but I've had this book forever. I read it, I think, once around the time the movie came out, and I have never touched it since. It's been on my shelf forever. This shade of pink doesn't really go with my pink vibe here. And also, I feel like it always keeps falling over on the shelf. And so I'm just going to take it off my shelf permanently. I'm going to unhaul this one. Spring Break is up next. It's the perfect time for an adventure. Pick a book involving a road trip. And I realized I actually don't have that many books involving road trips. So if you have some recommendations for me, that would be great. I love road trips. And the one that I did have that I loved was Love and Luck by Jenna Evans Welch. And this one takes place in Ireland, and our main character basically goes on this road trip with her brother and her brother's new friend through Ireland, following this guidebook to help get over heartbreak, I think. Yes, it's a guidebook called Ireland for the Heartbroken. So it's like this huge road trip they go on. It's super fun. It's also like a wanderlust read because it takes place in Ireland and it's beautiful and they do so many amazing things. So definitely recommend this one. Number 6 is mating season. It's that time of year in the animal kingdom to make some babies. Pick a book with some smutty delights. And I actually had a couple to choose from because I've been getting more into books that have some smut in them. But the first one that I thought of, and one that I actually own, is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. I'm sure you know what's in this book. It's amazing. I love the smut. It's just great. I have so many tabs, which is not just for the smut. A lot of it is like plot things. But, you know, there's some moments too that are definitely smut worthy, and it's just great. I don't know why I'm like blushing talking about it. But if you've read it, you know what I'm talking about. And if not, be prepared because there's some things in here and it's great. Next up is rainbows. I just feel like spring is made of rainbows. Pick a book featuring an LGBTQ plus character. And I actually haven't read this, but it came in a recent Owl Crate box, and that is Sweet and Bitter Magic by Adrienne Tooley. And I'm just obsessed with this cover and these sprayed edges, but that's not what we're here to talk about. This is a female-female romance, and I know it involves some kind of magic. Obviously, it's called Sweet and Bitter Magic, but it's like a really interesting type of magic. I honestly am not sure what it's about exactly. I did talk about it in my Owl Crate unboxing, so I can link that below, but it also should be on Goodreads for you guys if you want to check it out. But all I really know about it is that it's a female-female romance, and it's a really cool plot. So I definitely want to read this one soon. The next one is Spring Awakening. This is one of my all-time favorite musicals, even though it's filled with dysfunctional characters. Pick a book that's also filled with dysfunctional characters. And the only one that really popped in my head, because I just read it recently in my reading vlog, which will be coming out, I think, on Wednesday, and that is Six of Crows. And I feel like these characters are not dysfunctional in a way that they're not great characters, because I love every single character in this book. Like, I'm absolutely obsessed with these characters. I love them with all my heart. But they're just dysfunctional because, you know, they're criminals. I feel like that kind of makes them dysfunctional. You know, they're thieves, they kill people, all that kind of stuff. There's like a sharpshooter. So I feel like it's a dysfunctional group of people, but they work so well together and they make a great team. But on a base level, I could see how they're probably dysfunctional, if that makes sense. I hope I don't like offend anybody because, like I said, I love them. I still am not over this duology. So if you want to see more of my thoughts, check out my reading vlog. That will be out next week. Okay, we are on the last prompt, and that is In Like a Lion, Out Like a Lamb. Pick a book series that didn't get better as it progressed. And honestly, I haven't completed that many series. I have this really bad habit of reading the first book in a series, and maybe I'll get book 2, and I still want to continue the series. I don't finish them. Like, I just keep starting new series because I'm so excited to read all of these books, and then I'm always like, oh, I should probably read the sequels. That'd probably be helpful. So there's only like 2 or 3 series that I've actually completed, like The Infernal Devices, Caraval. I'm working on completing The Raven Cycle, but I don't think I've really read any more than that. So I don't really have too much to go on, but the only one I can maybe think of is the Shadow and Bone trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. And I feel like maybe it didn't get better in book 2 only because there wasn't a lot of plot in the second book, but I still really liked the book. I actually think I enjoyed the second book better than the first book. Again, I have Goodreads reviews for everything, so my Goodreads is linked below if you want to check out more of my thoughts. But I personally like the second book a lot, but I could see how some people probably wouldn't like it as much because not a lot really happened. It's a lot more character-based, I think. So in that way, it probably wasn't a better book than book 1. But like I said, I haven't really read a lot of series. There's a lot. I have like the second book for Red Queen and Ember in the Ashes. Like I said, I still have to finish The Raven Cycle. I have so many. Oh, I still have to finish ACOTAR. I just have so many series I'm working on right now. So maybe I will find a series that it just gets worse as it goes on. But right now, I don't really have that. But that is the end of this book tag. I had a lot of fun doing this. I hope you guys did too. I love doing book tags. So if you have any other book tags you want me to do, please let me know. I am just so happy that it's finally springtime. I love that it's getting warmer outside. I was so tired of the cold weather and how dark it was. So I am in a much better mood. I hope you guys are too. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I would really, really appreciate it. And if you do subscribe, click the notification bell so you know when I upload next. Thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait to see you in my next video.